wanted to tell stories of horror flicks. That's what I got into this for, was to tell a couple horror flick stories. So
yeah, because I think that was going to be my kind of my next question. If you just wanted to stay doing horror, if you wanted to move on. So it's kind of cool to know that you do kind of want. Because one thing that I did like about Down the Road is that the comedy in it to me worked very, very well. Because I really liked that. I forget what the character's name was, but
Chris Reddy, the guy who played. His character's name's Jarrett. He was phenomenal. Yeah. Everyone that I showed the flick to, who are close friends and stuff like that, everybody loved
him and David Gallagher freaking stole that whole movie.
Yeah, Brian Gallagher.
Brian, what did I say? David Gallagher. Brian Gallagher.
Brian was phenomenal. During the audition process, I was blown away. I have his audition tape somewhere. I gotta get that somewhere sometime actually. But it was phenomenal. The assistant director cried when he saw the audition tape. No joke.
Wow. Well, I remember when I was watching the movie for the first time, because I was watching it by myself, as I do most of the movies. But I was sitting there watching it by myself, and from the beginning that Down the Road starts, it started off immediately when I saw the the blood splatter opening credits.
Yeah.
I don't know what song that was at the beginning, but it sounded very familiar. I thought
it's a band called Viking Skull. They're from the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I usually listen to that song when I want to go out and drink, and I'm just I think I can get the rights to this song.
That is a good song.
Yeah, man, I just want to smash a bottle across my head and just rock out when I hear that song. Yeah. So that's why there was another song, a local Pennsylvania band that the song wasn't bad, but when I was out driving to go to a bar with a few friends, that song, the Viking Skull song, came on through my iPod, and I was just like, dude, you know what? I might be able to actually get the rights to this song. So which is actually a pretty decent story I can tell you too. But but yeah, I hit up the guy, the singer Roddy Stone of Viking Skull, and he was just like, yeah, absolutely, man, go for it. I'm just like, all right, sweet, that was easy. So replaced that song, and it just went so much better. It was just such more of a party type song than what we originally had in there. It was real fast paced and just rocking out. That full song was just badass.
That's what's kind of what's awesome about that song is that even though you haven't seen a whole lot of the movie yet, it kind of sets the pace of the theme. This is going to be kind of a smash it up kind of party movie. And
yeah,
that's another thing I liked about Down the Road is that you didn't really have to think while watching it. We had a few movies where you kind of had to think, and kind of follow the story correctly because it was cutting back and forth between, you don't know if it's real. Yeah, you can get confused, but Down the Road is kind of
the story is straight.
Yeah, you can. I don't want to. This kind of sounds bad, but it's not you can kind of nod off.
No, you
come back later and
it's not
kind of know what happened. Enjoy that. Well, I mean, it's almost kind of like
no.
Even though it kind of sounds weird,
I totally get what you're saying. It makes sense.
Because it is again. This sounds bad too, but it is somewhat formulaic in that you can.
It's a slasher film.
Yeah, it's a slasher film, and it's paced like a slasher film. But even though it plays with kind of other areas, it definitely kind of, I would say it goes into a little bit of kind of the torture porn aspects of some movies, but it doesn't stay in that long, and then it's actually gone to. I say torture porn, but that's kind of what it's becomes
the genre.
Stuff like Saw and like Hostel and stuff like that. It does kind of play, but yeah, the music in it, I thought was. Really good. I think I spotted some CKY, which I'm a big fan of, and
yeah, man. It's the interesting thing about this all, my co-editor who just came out, his movie just came out actually on DVD called Living Will. It's Ryan Dunn's last movie. And
is that comedy?
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Lionsgate just put it out, and he was just when I went over to his house to do some editing and shit, he was just like, yeah, man, you can use any of these songs that have rights to them and stuff, Ryan, he gave us all these CDs that he owns. So I'm like going through the CDs, and like one was Viking Skull. The other one was this band called The Company Band, who I'm a huge fan of. Another one was CKY's first album, and there was another one too, I think. There was another one, I forget. But I was like, CKY is my favorite band. I've liked them ever since like middle school. So for a long time now. So I was like, can we get a CKY song in here? Like, that would just be amazing. He's like, yeah, sure. I don't see why not. I'll call up Ryan Dunn and, we'll get it done. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then I actually chatted with, because there was this huge complication thing about getting some of the rights for, like, the CKY song for their movie. And then Ryan, he put us through, like, a little talk thing and just, just do it. Just, what are you waiting for? Just use the song. So I'm just like, okay. from Ryan Dunn saying that, and I was just like, that's awesome. And then 3 weeks later, he died. It was pretty crazy. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I remember when I heard about Ryan Dunn, even though I didn't know him, he wasn't one of those celebrities that like everybody knew. It wasn't like because Steve Jobs just died.
Right.
But when I heard that Steve Jobs died, I was like, oh no, it wasn't like I was like, oh no, not Steve Jobs. But when I heard that Ryan Dunn died, I was like, oh no, not Ryan Dunn. It was the same thing when oh god, what is the freaking name? The freaking Breakfast Club dude, director of Breakfast Club. I freaking love the man, and I just forgot his name. But like.
Good way of putting your love.
Hugh.
John
Hughes. When John Hughes died, I was bummed out for a week.
Yeah, man, that was so upsetting.
It's like when freaking Ryan Dunn died, that was kind of the same reaction. But
yeah, man, I was pretty bummed out. Like, I didn't know the dude, but like my co-editor, he was really bummed out because like they made a whole movie together. They spent like a whole summer together and shit. He was really bummed out, and I felt bad. But I was pretty bummed out too, man. Like I have drank with those dudes like plenty of times, like back in the day. But I don't even think he would even remember who I was back then. But but no, I mean, like, he was a sweet guy. He was a really cool, nice, down to earth guy. He was very nice, and it's a bummer. But what are you gonna do?
It's awesome. Well, not awesome, but it was awesome that you got to meet him though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's kind of cool. At least you got that story that hey, met one of the jackass guys.
yeah. That was like a while ago. That was actually at a CKY concert. I was hanging with them and drinking with them.
Oh, okay, right on.
Nice people.
Very nice people. Aren't they related to some of the guys in the band or something?
Jess Margera is the drummer for CKY is Bam Margera's brother.
Oh, okay, that's right. I knew it was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're getting pretty close to time. Where, if people are interested in seeing Down the Road, where can they go see it, and where can they learn about it? Assuming there's a website. Is there Twitter, Facebook, anything like that?
You got Facebook.com/ Down the Road Film, Twitter.com/ Down the Road Film. The movie's going to be screened at the HorrorQuest. So we have the HorrorQuest Killer Film Festival up in Massachusetts, the World Horror Convention in Salt Lake City, the Puerto Rico Horror Film Festival, the Pocono Film Festival in Pennsylvania. Where else was there? Oh, and then we do the U.S. premiere at Horror Hound Weekend up in Ohio, November 6th, I think it is. And then we have the local screening in like our hometown at the Ritz in Voorhees, New Jersey, the 20th of this month.
Yeah,